Good morning, children. Children, are you able to hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. We'll wait for another 2 minutes and then we'll start. Topic is same, arithmetic progression. Today we are going to do certain complex questions and we will learn another formula, which is about the sum of n terms. Still many children have not logged in. I can see only 9 children. Till now, whatever I have explained, is everything clear? Kanchan, is everything clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Simar, Saili,
Yes.
everything is clear? Okay.
Yes.
Amar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope you all are doing your exercises also side by side. Please don't keep them pending. The moment I start any new topic, keep doing your exercise of the same chapter. As well as revision is also necessary. So one current chapter which we are doing in the class and one chapter which is already over. So you have to plan it that way. So 40 to 45 minutes, the current chapter, and 40 minutes at least, the previous chapter for revision. Because when you are doing the current chapter, if you don't practice the previous chapter, you tend to forget everything. And then it becomes very difficult to just recollect before the assessments. So always do sideways revision as well as the current chapter. That is the strategy which works in this subject. Okay, because this is nothing about learning. You don't have to learn anything other than formulas. So keep practicing. Lot of practice is required because we don't know what kind of question paper you will face during the board exam, right? Okay, let's start. It is 9:05 almost. So we'll continue with the same topic. I'll share my screen. Okay. This was the last question that we did yesterday, children. Can you see the screen? Find the 17th term of the AP. And this was the last question that we did, right? Now we will move forward, and this is important to note that you can find out any term of an AP provided that they give you the first term and the common difference. Okay, so if I give you first term of the AP and also common difference, you can calculate any term of that series. Now this is arithmetic mean. Now let's understand what is arithmetic mean. If I have been given 3 numbers which are in AP, only 3 numbers. See this example, 12, 22 and 32. And how do I know that these numbers are in AP? Yes, Saili, can you answer? How do I know that these numbers are in AP?
Ma'am, to subtract the second term from second term with the first term and the third term with the second term.
Very good, excellent. second term minus first term will give me 10, and third term minus second term will also give me 10. So that means these three numbers are in AP. So what will be the mean if the three terms are in AP? The middlemost number is the mean or the arithmetic mean of that series. Now here important thing is that when I take only three numbers, then this is the answer. That means if only three numbers are there in an arithmetic progression, and if somebody tells me to calculate the arithmetic mean will be the central or the middle number. Now let's see another series, 7, 9 and 11. Amar, can you tell me whether it is an AP series or not? Yes, Amar?
By subtracting the second term with
Very
first
good.
term and third term with second term.
Okay. So 9 minus 7 will give me 2, and 11 minus 9 also will give me 2. So three numbers are in AP. So therefore 9, which is the middlemost number, will be the arithmetic mean. And this applies to all the arithmetic progressions which have only three terms. Now let's see how does it happen. See, in place of numbers, now I have taken three variables or three letters, x comma m comma y, and let's say this is an AP. These are these three letters for the time being will represent three numbers. Okay, so they are in AP. So I know one thing, that if three numbers are in AP, then this will be true. What will be true? That if I subtract x from m, it will be equal to answer of y minus m, isn't it? Second term minus first term will be equal to third term minus second term, and which will be nothing but it equal to common difference, right? So now I'm going to solve this part, this purple thing. Just pay attention. I transpose this minus m to the left side. So I got 2m. M plus m will give me 2m. And I transpose this minus x to the other side, that is right side. So I got x plus y on the right side. So 2m is equal to x plus y. So m is equal to x plus y, whole thing inside bracket, upon 2. So this is the formula also to calculate. So sometimes what will happen, they will just give you the corner numbers and they will not give you the middle number. In that case, you will apply this formula. M is equal to x plus y, within bracket you first add these two numbers and then divide it by 2. You will get the central number provided that the series has only three numbers. So this is how we calculate, and central number is also called the arithmetic mean. So therefore arithmetic mean between any two given quantities is half, that is 1 by 2 of their sum. This is just the interpretation. The red line is the interpretation of the blue formula. Please note it down quickly. First note down AP is x comma m comma y. How did you get it? That you note down this step and the second step and third step, and then write down this line. Done?
Ma'am, but this is not given in our textbook.
It's not given, but sometimes they ask. It is a very small topic, so that is why I included it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Done, children? Okay. Now, if there are more than three terms, then what happens? This is just for your info sake. I have not seen the questions related to it, but just to just give you the thing, if there are more than 3 terms, then there will be obviously 2 extreme terms. That means first term and the last term. Then whatever terms are there in between the 2 corner terms are called the arithmetic means. That means there will be many arithmetic means, unlike this situation where there is only one number given in the middle, because there were total in all 3 terms, so there were 2 corner terms and 1 middle term. So here you have on just one mean, but there all the numbers which are between, sandwich between the corner terms are called arithmetic mean, but actually it's not there. So you have to just know it, and we'll just move forward. Okay, so you don't have to note it down. Okay, now is the other part which says sum of first n terms of an AP. Now the proving is not there in your course, so we are not going to go ahead with the proving. We will simply do the formula, which is in purple. You can see S is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, where n is your number of terms. So let's say if I want to find out the sum of first 20 terms. So in place of n, I'm going to write 20 because I want to know the sum of 20 terms. So first 20 terms, they will mention first 20, first 30, first 15, like that they will mention. So in place of n, you will write for how many terms they want the sum. A is the first term of the series, always. And n here also will be same only. Whatever value of n you are putting here, number value, same value you will put here inside the bracket, circular bracket. And d is nothing but the common difference. So please note it down. It was very simple and straight formula. Another formula which you can see in red is again sum of n terms, but here instead, now please pay attention children, when you will use this purple one and when you will use this red one, if they don't give you the common difference, instead they give you the first term and the last term, then you will use this red formula. I tell you in an AP, the first term is this, the last term is this. Please find out the sum of 15 terms. So you know the first term, you know the last term. L is last term of the series. You cannot calculate the common difference because you don't know the terms which are between first and last term. So here you will not be able to apply the first formula, that is the purple one. So straight away you please apply this red one. Okay. And then you calculate the sum of n terms. Please note down this formula. And this is nothing but the same formula which you have been doing till now, Tn. A particular term, it can be a last term also, it can be some term in the middle also, it can be any specific term. For that, we always use this formula. So if let's say the last term is the 20th term, so I will write T20, which is also my last term because I have only 20 terms in the series. I will put the value of first term. I will put n is equal to 20 in the formula, and I will put the value of common difference, and I will get the value of the last term. So don't think that what is last term. It can be the last term or it can be any other term also. For any specific term, if they're telling you to calculate, you will always use this formula, which is a plus n minus 1 into d. So basically a full chapter has these two formulas, Sn and Tn. Tn is a specific term and Sn is sum of number of terms which they are telling you to calculate. Please note it down, and then we will start with the first. I will do few simple questions related to sum, and then we will take up few slightly difficult questions. This is the first question, children. I have given you a series 1 plus 8 plus 15 plus 22. Find the sum of the following arithmetic series. Now I told you earlier also, if they are telling you that the series is arithmetic, you have to just find out one common difference. Here they have found three differences, but just do A2 minus A1 and you will get common difference as 7. No need of doing third term minus second term, fourth term minus. This we do when the series is not given as AP series. So to make sure that the series is AP, we confirm it by calculating 3-4 differences. But if they've given it, there's no point. You will just go ahead with one difference, get the value of D. So, and after that you mention the common difference or D is equal to 7. You can always write the short form. No need of writing full sentences. So D is equal to, here D is equal to 7. That way also you can write. After that, they want me to calculate, now look here, they want me to calculate the sum of 17 terms, right? So now n is 17. I'm going to just put the values in the formula. First thing always when it is a formula based question, without saying, you have to first write the formula, and whatever are the number values, you please mention beforehand only, that a is equal to this, n is equal to this, d is equal to this. Okay, so this is the formula. A is, if you see, the first term of the series is 1. So A is 1, D is 7, and N is 17. So I've just put the values, just see, and then it is very easy to solve. You will apply BODMAS. That means first you will solve the innermost bracket, which is a circular bracket. 17 minus 1 will give you 16. Do step by step and don't miss out any step in this. Then what you will do, you will solve this rectangular bracket, which is 2 plus 16 into 7, which will give you 2 plus 112. Finally, it will give you 114. And then you do multiply it with 17 by 2. So you will get this. So it is very straight and simple.
Ma'am, could
Done, children?
Thank you.
Who is Sanya?
Ma'am, can you scroll a bit up? Can you scroll up?
Yeah. Keep your videos on, children.
Ma'am, can you show the question for a second?
Yeah. This is the question.
Okay, ma'am.
Just you remove. This is the second question, children. Now look here. They have not given me for how many terms I have to find out the sum. They've just given me 7 plus 15 plus 23, and the last term is 255. So they have not given me how many number of terms are there. So what I will do, first I will find out the difference, and here they have not mentioned the name of the series. Please see the framing of question. Find the sum of the series. They've not mentioned it is arithmetic progression. So here you need to find out 3 to 4 differences. So A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, and A4 minus A3. Once you calculate minimum 3 differences and all 3 differences are same, then you can say, since the given sequence is an AP series, because the difference is constant in all of them, which is 8. So D is equal to 8. So you need to be very careful whether they are giving you this information that the series is AP or not. And accordingly, your first step will change. If they've given only one step, if they've not given, at least 3 to 4 differences you will find out. Then last term, which is L, is 255. So what they have done is they have found the value of this N. They have found the value of N first by using the particular term formula, that is Tn. Here T is your last, L is your last term. So Tn is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. And this Tn is nothing but the last term in this case. Put the value of A, put the value of D. And after solving this equation, children, you will get how many number of terms are there. Because you need it. Without that, you cannot calculate the sum. And they have not given us that. So in this question, you will be using both formulae, specific term as well as sum formula. Now look here. This is within bracket getting multiplied with 8. So you will use distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So 8 will get multiplied with both the terms. So 7 plus 8n minus 8 is equal to 255. Then it is simple linear equation in n. Get the value of n, and your value of n has to be a whole number. Remember that. So if you are not getting a whole number, some fraction is coming or some negative value is coming, that means somewhere some mistake has happened. So once you have got the value of n, then you straight away just apply any of the two formula. I have given you two formulas, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and n by 2, a plus l. So you can even use the second one because you have got the value of first term as well as the last term. So whichever formula you want to use, you have got an option. Now, only thing was n was missing over here, so you needed to calculate n, and for that you used specific term formula.
Ma'am, can you show the question?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. All of you, have you noted down the solution? All of you? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's move forward. Now, so there are basically, if you see this formula, there are 4 variables which are used, S, N, A, and D. So out of 4, they will give you 3 and you have to calculate just one of them. So it is not necessary that always you will be calculating the sum only. Sometimes they will give you the sum. You will have to calculate number of terms, or maybe you have to calculate the first term or the common difference. So it depends what is the question giving you and what are they asking. So out of 4, definitely 3 will be given to you. And if they are not given to you, some information will be given so that you can have 3 numbers and 1 will be unknown. Now, this is another thing. Look here. This is specific term. Again, if I have in a series, there are 15 terms. So Sn will be S15. And Sn minus 1 is S14. S15 is sum of 15 terms. Sn minus 1 is sum of 14 terms. So if I subtract sum of 14 terms from the sum of 15 terms, I will get the 15th term. Are you getting what I'm saying? Sn is sum of 15 terms. Sn minus 1 is sum of 14 terms. So if I subtract sum of 15 terms from sum of 14 terms, I will get the 15th term, that is A15. Please note it down. Sometimes we use this also.
Ma'am, can you please explain it? I didn't understand.
Okay. What is the meaning of Sn? Simar, you only answer. What is the meaning of Sn? If I'm saying that I want to find out sum of 20 terms, what will I replace in place of? What will I write in place of n? Yes, Simar.
The term?
If I
term?
want to find out the sum of 20 terms, so in place of n, what do I write? S20 only, isn't it? Because I want to find out sum of 20 terms,
Yes, ma'am.
right? If I want to find out sum of 30 terms, I will write S30.
30.
If I want to find out sum of 45 terms, I will write S45,
S45.
right? And what is the, if I want, here I have taken 20, I want to find out sum of 20 terms. So now tell me, how do I write sum of 19 terms? In place of 20, I will replace it with 19, isn't it? In the
Yes.
same series, first I wanted to calculate sum of 20 terms. Then I wanted to calculate sum of 19 terms. So I will write it this way only, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So what is this S19? It is nothing but,
Sn minus.
it is, sorry. This is nothing but, it is equal to Sn minus 1, because if you do 20 minus 1, you will get S19, isn't it? Here your n was 20, and if this becomes 19, it is nothing but n minus 1, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So if you have got, suppose in a question, I tell you that sum of 20 terms is, let's say 100, and sum of 19 terms is 90. For example, I'm just taking any example. Sum of sum of 20 terms is 100, sum of 19 terms is 90. So in that case, what will be your 20th term? In that case, A20 will be nothing but equal to S20
Minus S19.
minus S19. That means in this kind of question, I will be providing you two sums. But these two sums which should be like this only, sum of 20 and sum of 19. Then only you can calculate the 20th term. If I have given you sum of 20 terms and sum of 18 terms, then you can't, because the gap is of 2 terms. So you can't calculate. So
Yes,
I have to provide you sum of 20 and sum of 19, then only you can calculate the 20th term. If I give you sum of 19 and sum of 18, then you will be able to find out A19. Are you getting? If I tell you that sum of 19 terms is given to you and sum of 18 terms is also given to you, then in that case, you will be able to calculate
A19.
A19. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what is given over here. You can only calculate nth term if sum of n terms and sum of n minus 1 terms are given to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, important thing, selection of terms in an AP. There will be certain questions where they will not give you any term of the AP, but they will provide you some information, but terms will not be given to you. then you need to select the terms. But we have to select the terms in such a manner, we cannot just select it like A plus D, A plus 2D, no. We have to select it in a specific manner. So let's see how to we select. If you have to select, now please children pay attention over here. If you have to select 3 terms, first I'm going to talk about odd terms. If I have to select 3 terms or 5 terms or 7 terms, rule is same only. So if I have to select 3 terms or 5 terms or 7 terms or 9 terms, how do I select? My central most number should be A, and the common difference of that series should be D. So my term to the right side will be A plus D, and my term to the left side will be A minus D. If there has to be 5 terms, again your central term will be A only. Now you want total 5. This is the central term, and then 2 on the left side of the central term, 2 on the right side of the central term. Again your common difference has to be D only and nothing else when you are selecting odd number of terms. So central is A, common difference is D. So right terms will be A plus D and A plus 2D. Left terms will be A minus D and A minus 2D. Now, similarly for 7 terms also, central term is A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D. A minus D, A minus 2D, A minus 3D. Like that you will keep increasing. Are you getting all of you? Now, if I have to select even number of terms, 4 terms or maybe 6 terms, in that case, there will be 2 central terms, A minus D and A plus D. And then common difference over here will be 2D and not D. So your next, you have already selected 2 middle terms, which are A minus D and A plus D. 2 terms more you want, so 1 on the right side of A plus D and 1 on the left side of A minus D. But here your common difference has to be 2D. So A plus D plus 2D will give you A plus 3D, and A minus D minus 2D will give you A minus 3D. So this is how we select the number of terms and not any which ways. And I will tell you why do we do it this way. So now if I want to increase from 4, I want to increase 6. I have, let's say I have to select 6 terms. So again, same thing. Central terms will be A minus D and A plus D, like this. And 2 terms you have already taken as central terms, 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side. Common difference is 2D. So A plus D plus 2D will give you A plus 3D. And A plus 3D plus 2D will give you A plus 5D. Similarly, on the left side also, it will be just minus minus. That's it. Now, why do we do the selection like this? Because in the question, they will tell you the sum of 3 terms in an AP is, let's say, 50. So if you selected the normal way, the A, comma, A plus D, like this. Look here. I'll just tell you. If I take my terms like this, A, I'll write it here only. A, comma, A plus D, comma, A plus 2D. If I do it this way, and let's say they have given me that the addition of 3 terms is 56. So I will just remove this comma and I'll put a plus sign. So now let's say it is equal to 56, for example, and I have selected the normal way, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so on. So if sum of 3 terms is this, I will get 3A plus 3D. In the next line, I will get 3A plus 3D is equal to 56. Now I can't find out the value of any of the A, or I mean neither A I can find out nor D, because it is one equation, and I am not able to find out value of two variables just from one equation. Another equation I will form, which will be usually of square of the number or something of that sort, not a simple one. So this way I will not be able to find out anything. But if I do my selection this way, A minus D, and the second term is, now I will replace, so my first is A minus D, then my second term is A, and then my third term is A plus D. So what will happen? Minus D and plus D will cancel each other, and I will get 3A is equal to 56. And from the very first information, I will get at least value of the first term. So this is why selection of terms is very, very important. When you
Yes,
are, when they have not given you value of A or D. So this you cannot select just the normal way. This is the way we select odd or even number of terms. So please note it down. So this is what is the gist of the thing. From the above explanation, we come to know that in case of selection of odd number of terms, there is a central or the middle term A, and the common difference is D. And if there are terms which are, I mean, you have to select even number of terms, the middle terms, there are two middle terms, A minus D and A plus D, and the common difference is 2D. Now let's see some examples of this. Look here. Now they will not give you the series in this kind of question. The sum of three numbers in AP is 12, and the sum of their square is 56. Find the numbers. Please note down this question. The sum of three numbers in AP is 12, and the sum of their square is 56. Find the numbers. Now, you will assume I have to select three numbers. So you know the rule. It should be A minus D, A and A plus D. And the first information says that the sum of these numbers is 12. So quickly frame the equation, and this is your equation. Look here. This is your equation. A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 12. Straight away minus D and plus D will cancel each other, and you will get the value of the first term. A is equal to 4. Now I will move on to the second part of the question, which says that sum of their squares. Whose squares? These numbers. If I will square them and I will add them, I will get 56. So quickly I'm going to frame the second equation. First number, square it. Second number, square it. Third number, square it. And then finally add them and put equal to 56. Now A minus D whole square and A plus D whole square will open with identity. So you will get three terms in for each bracket. And A square is a separate thing. So total 7 terms you will get on the left side of the equation. So A square minus 2AD plus D square. A square in the center is copied. A square plus 2AD plus D square is equal to 56. Minus 2AD and plus 2AD will cancel each other. And finally, you will get, after adding A square and D square terms, you will get 3A square plus 2D square is equal to 56. You have already calculated the value of A. Please put it in place of A. So you will get 3 into 4 square plus 2D square is equal to 56. And then solve it. Finally, you will get D square is equal to 4. Now please pay attention over here. You have to take both signs. When you will remove a square from one side, apply square root on the other side. You will have to take positive 2 and negative 2 also. So D has got two values, plus 2 and minus 2. A has just one value, plus 4. Now, you will take both cases. If D is equal to +2, then your numbers are A minus D, A and A plus D. So this is your series. And if your D is -2, your numbers are, they will just be in the reverse order. That's it. So either 2, 4, 6 or 6, 4, 2. So please note it down quickly.
Ma'am, can you scroll a little bit?
Yes, yes, yes. Do you want to see the, have you all noted the question, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yash, please switch on your video. Piyush, Rishabh, Srishti, Ayush.
Also, I have network issues actually.
Done? Ayush, are you writing? Quickly do it. Kanchan, did you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, children? Are we done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I will move on to a different category. Now, so today we have learned sum formula, how to select the terms, if I have to select odd number of terms or even number of terms. For the sum, we have learned two formulas. One is n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Another one is n by 2, a plus l, right? And we have learned about arithmetic mean also. Now I'm going to do certain complex questions, which I will, first I will give you time to do it and then I will solve it if you're not able to do it. So I'll just display the question. So this is your first question, children. Now I will not be giving you numbers. Instead, I will be using some letters, but the formula and everything are same only. If m times the mth term of an AP is equal to n times its nth term and m is not equal to n, then prove that its m plus nth term is 0. Please try solving it.
Ma'am, M means middle term, right?
No, m means any term. It is not middle term. Mth and nth means they are indicating about some places, specific place. It can be a third term, it can be fourth term. So instead of giving some number, I have used mth term. And same applies to nth term also. So we will not take that mth or nth are last or middle term or some specific term. It can be any term in the series.
Ma'am, can you at least show the formula, the equation?
Yeah.
Can you at least show the equation?
Do I show the equation?
Yeah, just the first.
If I will show you the equation, then it is half done. Frame the equation yourself. Whatever is given to you, just follow that. That's it. Apply the formula, follow the information of the question, and frame the equation. Try doing it. Yes, Sid.
I'm done.
You're half asleep. You're not doing. I can't see you writing.